Do it again.
There you go.
I don't feel great about this, guys.
Jane just gives you a warning like that.
Yeah.
Remember, you have to kick it up a notch. It's 20 now.
I remember I have to do it worse than Jay had it last time.
Yeah. Jane didn't even react.
That's not okay. I don't feel hot about this, guys. All right.
So it's just like last time, and then you have it on for the whole session, and Jaden has...
You have to stop vibrating. He keeps vibrating it. He's gonna accidentally
I didn't
shot
even
me.
do it. I didn't even do the vibration last time.
Nah, he's gonna fuck with me so much. I was like, as soon as you give it to Jay, he's gonna enjoy this way too much.
What does this button do? Oh, it changes the intensity of the vibration.
Oh, yeah.
How's that?
I don't think I've ever been so nervous as much as when I got jumped the last time. Right? You know what I mean?
I mean, the vibration is not the terrible thing, is it? Like,
it's the anticipation.
No, yeah.
It's the anticipation of like seeing these guys walk up to me, knowing that they're gonna beat my ass. Start the fucking recording. I'm not gonna have all these reactions and then
it's already
wasted.
started.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's been recording.
Okay,
That's why do you think I'm doing all this? I mean, for fun.
Well, I
Should
thought
we
you were
do
just doing it for
some
fun.
Oh Dear Heavens, or...
Please.
I'm gonna absolutely fucking abuse this button. I don't know how I feel about this, guys.
What?
You have too much power.
This is turning me on more than it should. You know those things where, like, you know, you have a remote control for your girlfriend in public?
I've always wanted one of those, honestly. Is this satisfying that
It's the closest I'm gonna
I
get
don't know
right
how I
now.
feel about being the receiving end of this. I guess that's what I
color
get,
is a
you
great
know?
idea, Josh. It helps us take turn sexually harassing each other.
I don't. I think if there's any like consoling I'm gonna take from this, I really hope some chick gets turned on by this. You know,
I don't know if that's...
I don't think any chick will listen long enough for them to get to this episode, but if they do, this is the episode to listen to.
I was gonna say the only chick that we know for sure listen to this is Kennedy.
Yeah.
That is true. She
and
may or may not like
possibly
it.
Nick's sister or mom.
Really? Oh, yeah, because he plays it out
Because
loud.
it plays it out loud. I don't think they get a choice.
Cool.
So those are your candidates.
That's awesome, I guess. I hope it's Nick's mom.
I don't think you...
His sister, I don't know how old she is, so I can't say.
She's in college.
No, I think I'd still rather his mom. I'm into moms, you know?
Hey man, me too. I get you.
I think it's because we're older that we're starting to get into moms now.
No.
I think
No?
we just want to get taken care of, you know?
I've always been into moms, Josh. I'm sorry. Ever since I met you, I've been into moms.
Almost
until
all
now.
of the girlfriends I've almost ever had have been older than me.
Oh.
Really?
Oh, my man.
By at least like a year.
Uh,
Remember that one chick that I was that like I was a sophomore
What,
and she was a
Chainsaw Girl?
senior?
The one that gives a hawk, but also just, you know, fucking scrape your fucking...
Talking about cheese grater? Cheese grater is
Oh,
what I
cheese
called
grater
her.
is the name you gave her. Yeah.
Cheese grater is what I called her.
Like a beaver. Like just like, you know.
It's a little more accurate than I would like to admit. No, she was older, but that's not her.
ow.
Yeah, ow, yeah.
When do you start your classes?
February 26th.
Oh, wow,
That's
that's
late.
really late.
Mhm.
I think technically the semester is shorter.
It's
Like,
shorter?
Like by like a week or two, I think.
I thought you were going to be like, it's shorter by, oh wait, no, it's not shorter. It's longer by a day because it's leap year, right?
Yeah, it's the leap year this year.
Yeah.
366 days.
Leap year is fucking weird.
366 days?
Yeah.
You not know about leap years?
Well, I've heard of them, but I
You
never.
don't believe in that?
No, I just didn't care enough to pay attention.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Every 4 years, we add an extra day because our calendar is actually a little bit off in terms of the actual rotation of the sun. So we have to do that to kind of even it out. And it's still not accurate. It's not
Yeah,
perfect.
it's still fucked.
But it gets us really close to being completely accurate. That's why we have leap years. Every 4 years, we add 1 day
And
to
so
the year.
we straight up just add a day.
Yep, straight
Yeah,
up
this
just add a
month.
day.
There's 29 days instead of 28.
Because normally it's 28 days, but this year in particular, it's 29. And it will happen again after like another 4 years.
Is that day like a holiday?
No.
It's just an extra day. That's it. That's all it is. It's an extra day.
I don't. Here's an idea.
Uh-huh.
It should be like a holiday of like just relaxing. It's like, hey, take a day for yourself. It's an extra day, you know?
Yeah.
Don't work too much, you know? Just because it's an extra day doesn't mean you have extra time, you know?
It's an extra day to earn more fucking money. That's what it is.
Like if that's how you want to spend your you know, your leap day holiday, you know, by all means go for it. But I'm a fucking sleep.
No, I think the extra day every leap year should be a purge day. Should be a day without laws. It should be a day outside of the jurisdiction of normal society.
Purge day?
Purge day. Purge day every leap year.
That will have to be on a global scale then.
No, just America. Just America is fine. The rest of the world don't gotta join.
Well, no, but they also have the leap year.
They also have leap years? I thought it was just based on our calendar.
No.
Our calendar is standardized across the entire
universal.
world.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, what happened to Chinese calendar?
Well, it's still used for traditional holidays, but for most other days that involve international cooperation or just anything in general, we use all standardized time across the entire world because it just makes sense.
That's the one thing we agree on in this world.
Yeah, except for the measurement system in America.
That's wild.
We want to start the episode now?
Yeah. Let me start it. I have a bit.
Okay. You gonna introduce us, or are you just gonna go for it? What is this?
I think it's just gonna go for it. I guess we got our answer.
Let me cook.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 33 of Chucklefux. I'm Josh, and I'm here with my co-hosts Eric and Jay.
Can you hear that or no?
Who the fuck is that?
It's an AI generated voice of me.
That's you?
Yeah.
That sounds like
not
that does not sound like you at all.
I didn't put enough samples in. I probably should.
That sounded like a really
Why
white
is it
version
so
of you.
high?
Wait, what's the length of the sample that you could put in? Because like we have
They had to be less than 10 megabytes.
Easy.
How many?
Yeah.
How many can we put in?
25.
How many did you put?
Like 5. I was doing it quickly. That's why. I was also taking them from the episodes.
Okay, go for it.
I don't know why. Why is it that low?
Can we hear that again?
Yeah, can we hear that again?
Yeah, I just want to see how it compares to your voice.
I just so like when you first put it, I thought you made your dad do an intro for us,
No.
which I'm all for, but
And I'm here with my co-hosts Eric and Jay.
that sounds like you in 20 years at least.
That sounds like
At
you
least.
in 20 years after you've bleached your skin and like moved to a suburban household with a white family and fully become whitewashed.
At least all of that. But like I think there's more changes to it. Like I cannot physically describe how different that sounds. I can hear it a little bit. There's a little bit of resemblance there, but not a whole lot.
So I have 3 different settings. One of them is the stability.
Wait,
Yeah.
what did you say?
Stability?
I thought you
What's
said
the stability?
I thought you said
I've been playing around with it.
Hey guys, welcome to Chucklefux.
Yeah.
I was like, yo!
What kind of disability? Down? Hey.
It goes all the way down. It goes from down to autism. That's it. No, it says more variable and more stable. That's the opposite spectrums of it.
Do
Where
more
are you at right
variable.
now?
Do
But
more
the one you're
variable.
not at right
I
now.
was at more stable,
Do more variable. I think
Yeah.
that's closer.
but it gets unstable at that point. That's the thing.
Define unstable. I want to hear what this
I don't
sounds
know,
like.
it says-
Whoa,
I found it recently. I was like, I want to play around with it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
let's
no.
play around with it
On
right
the
now.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 33 of Chucklefux. I'm Josh, and I'm here with my co-hosts Eric and Jay.
That's
I'm here with the co-host, Eric and Jay.
that sounds closer to you, not because of the coolest, but just in general, the
Whoa,
intonation
whoa,
sounds a little
The
closer.
intonation
I think.
is a little
It's
bit.
like 20% on the variable
But
side.
what happened if you go 100% variable?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me see the other settings.
yeah.
There's clarity plus similarity enhancement.
Well,
And that goes to low to high.
Do low, put clarity to low, and do the variable to 100.
Yeah.
I'm trying to play it to where I think Josh's voice would be. Well, what are the 2 settings
I
over
think
there?
we also
Clarity and similarity enhancement.
What's
So it's on the same
similarity
slider.
in
Clarity and similarity.
similarity
But it goes from
enhancement?
low to high.
Okay.
Which one's the low and which one's the high?
Yeah.
High enhancement boosts overall voice clarity and target speaker similarity. Very high values can cause artifacts, so adjusting this setting to
Go
find
more to similarity than clarity. Put it
Okay.
like at 95.
95.
Yeah.
Like you
I want to be able to hear the difference. I want to be able to hear the difference.
fuck around with it like you're
Then-
creating a Dark Souls 3 character.
Yeah.
Just like the sliders to the max.
And then the last one is style exaggeration.
Style exaggeration.
So it goes from
Does it
none.
give you more swagger?
No. So at the lowest, it makes the voice talk really fast, and I haven't went all the way to exaggerated.
No, not that one.
All right, let's hear this
I'm trying to
new
make
one.
it sound like you. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
go
yeah.
by what's there and make it sound like you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 33 of Chucklefux. I'm Josh, and I'm here with my co-host Eric and Jay.
That's it. That's Josh. That's hot.
Want to know how much this
Wait,
was
wait,
to
wait,
use?
Josh,
What?
before you do all that, can you please save that setting for now?
No, it auto saves.
Awesome.
I want to get each of us on here.
Yeah,
eventually.
for sure. Okay, go.
We should use it on the server because you know how we can have like custom fucking sound effects.
Oh!
We can have AI voices of us on there.
I'm gonna make you guys say horrendous things.
Oh yeah, you know it. I'm gonna get all of us canceled. Spend 2 hours just speed run Twitter cancellation.
I know how much it was.
How much was it?
$1.
Oh, you paid for it. Holy shit. Hey, you know how you
That was
said
pretty good.
that you had an idea because you're going on a trip to London
Yeah.
and we were gonna record an episode without you?
Yeah.
And you were gonna record things for
No,
that?
yeah. This helps us out. This helps us out. The only problem would be you have to like leave. No, I guess you don't have to leave gaps. You can just make them on your own, but it won't sound as natural. I mean, just AI me isn't gonna sound natural at all.
100%. But like, I'm really loving the what your AI you brings to the plate, which is just every sentence at least 2 voice cracks.
The
Just
website I am
greatest thing.
using is called 11 Labs, and then they have a
11
bunch of like
labs?
preset voices as well.
Okay.
Mm.
But
Okay.
you have to pay in order to like create your own
I
because
see.
it takes like audio samples are like 10 megabytes each, so it's like a few seconds each.
Wow.
I guess it just generates a voice off of that.
That's
That's pretty
fantastic.
cool.
I didn't.
You only paid $1 for that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it
That's not that
wasn't.
bad.
You have a
wasn't-
character limit though, which is a bit weird.
How many characters?
It's enough. It's like
Is it like
40k.
Twitter?
It's like 40k.
40. Oh, that's more than that. That's like 2 episodes right there.
Yeah,
40k. Oh my god! I didn't expect you to start the episode with a gift.
That was awesome.
That
This is an investment. Truly an investment for the future.
Oh boy, I'm gonna.
It's $1
The possibilities
as a
are endless.
subscription though. So, but that's fine. It's a dollar. It's a dollar.
you know?
You should not have given me this power, Josh. As the editor of the podcast, I'm gonna ruin the two of you.
Is this
What do
a,
you mean?
it's a
I'm-
website or it's an app?
It's a website.
Oh, that's crazy.
And plus,
so
the
good.
voices you make is on that is locked to the account.
Okay. How many voices can you make? Just one?
10.
That's a lot of voices to make.
That's 10 for the $1, which is pretty good.
Guys, we can have celebrity guests.
We
You can have Kanye.
we can have, wait. I have an idea. So you know how you can't hear Bert like on the, the podcast? You can have AI Bert.
We just have to make sure that we like record everything he says or like understand what he says or know what he says.
It did like secretly record like audio clips of him,
Oh,
like when we were just having chat.
It's awesome.
Oh,
This is great.
shit.
I like what this brings to the table. I like the server idea. I like the us being able to, you know, replace any of us at any given time. You know?
Yep.
We can actually take that original like without Josh episode and we can make it viable.
100%. Yeah.
And there wasn't a whole lot of like spaces we left Josh to talk in, but we could make
We
that
did
now.
a couple of them, but once we started like telling the really fucking long story that I had, then it's gone. You know?
I don't remember the story that you had, but don't retell it.
Don't worry, I wasn't going to. It was
Okay.
gonna take 2 years.
Wait, what episode are we on?
33.
I just wanted to make sure we said the number because we didn't actually say
It was in the
I did.
recording.
Oh, it did it?
It was in there. Yeah, it was in there.
Oh, okay.
Also, just for clarification, if it's your first time listening, I am Jay, and that's Eric. Because in the original intro, it only said Eric and Jay, but it didn't specifically say which one's which.
Yeah, we haven't recorded our voices in there yet, so we can't.
Yeah. But we'll do the whole thing. We're gonna make a couple of intros that's just AI us.
Oh, we have to. We have to.
As another treat for the audience, Eric has his shot collar on because we hit the 1,000 mark as well.
We did. I picked up my pace and I counted sloppily another 500 likes from the podcast. So currently, I have more power than I would like to admit.
Yeah, Jaden has a remote now.
I'm pretty sure I kept a bit of us doing whatever in the oh dear heavens, so you would have a little context. But I can do stuff like this.
I don't know if you can hear that, but you can do it again.
You can't hear it.
You can do it again. I'll put it closer.
Can you?
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, you can't hear it.
Yeah.
That's because I put it on high.
Yeah. It was on the lower settings.
I'm gonna leave it on high because it's funnier.
I had a moment. This was, I don't remember. It was when I was in your guys' room and I was just kind of laying there and I was just making noises and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only thinking about this because of the shot collar. High doesn't mean anything. It didn't increase the amount of vibration or the strength of the vibration. It kind of just vibrated at a different frequency.
Wait, what?
Kind of. Mess around with the vibration settings.
This is low.
Uh-huh.
This is medium. This is high.
No. That doesn't change the intensity at all, really.
Oh, it's just frequency?
All it sounds like is the
No,
frequency.
yeah, it sounds like the frequency's different.
The vibration is almost exactly the same.
I see. Yeah.
I hope the mic is picking all of that up.
It sounds like we just put a vibrator right there.
It's not around my neck; it's around my cock.
I mean,
oh god, no! You think if I were to put my, never mind.
I was gonna say, you want to go that route?
I don't want to go that route. Anyways, I was just having a moment. I was just kind of having a moment with frequency and sound, and there's a he can also do that. He can also make noises and beeps and shit. I don't know the actual science behind it, and I don't know which one does what, but different frequencies resonate in different parts of the body.
Yeah.
And stuff. The higher it is, the higher in you it is.
It's in your head.
Yeah. It's in your head. Higher frequencies are more so in your head, and lower frequencies you feel lower in in your body.
Yeah.
Is this
kind of
from your voice or just frequencies in general you're talking about?
Well, I think it is in general, but the experience that I had, I was just
it's voice, right?
It was my voice because I was like I said, I was laying on your guys' floor, which is a wood floor.
Yeah.
And I was just making noises because that's just what I do.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started feeling that, and I was like, oh, then I started fucking around. I was just trying to make the vibration kind of slide up and down me kind of thing, make that kind of feeling.
Have you ever just let your vibration feel and slide up and down you? That's what it feels like to drive a Ford 150.
That's what it feels like to drive a Ford F-150.
And Josh, while you were gone, we had a bit because we had morning voice where we were just fucking trying to voice horrible Ford 150 commercials. It was a great time.
We're just or fuck your dad and get confused because it's your sister in reality. What's what it's like to drive a Ford F-150.
Yeah, we were you ever smuggle 15 illegal immigrants in the back of a truck? That's how much space the cargo of the Ford 150's got.
You can smuggle 15 illegals in the trunk of the Ford F-150 because it's so American. They won't even question it. They'll see it and be like, damn, that's so American. You can get on by.
We should.
There you go. 15
this gonna be
illegals.
hard, actually.
What? What's
We
up?
should start an
Sneaking
episode.
illegals?
Huh? What?
Oh, sorry. Go
I
ahead.
mean, that is hard, but what was the other thing you're thinking about?
Start an episode with our morning voices, but that's gonna be a bit hard
Yeah, we would have to.
because we all wake up at different times.
We all
Why
wake
don't
up
we
at
just all wake up at 12 where it's recording time, one of the recording session, and we
No,
all have
I
recording
usually don't. I don't think I have morning voice. When do I have morning voice? Because I didn't have morning voice when I woke up today. When I told you guys about my dream just now.
Oh, I guess that's fair.
I think the earlier you wake up, the more you have morning voice.
Well, it's kind of weird because I went to sleep at 5 this morning, and I woke up at 10. So it's not so much.
I honestly,
know.
I think the time of day matters.
I don't know if it does. In
Maybe.
my experience, the quality of sleep matters.
I think that's more so what it was because
Uh-huh.
when I woke up after my dream,
Yeah.
I was like, when I woke up after my dream,
I just shocked him. Not shocked, but
Well,
sorry,
you
I just
vibrated
vibrated
me.
him.
he,
You should do it like
vibrated
every
me.
like he does.
It's too
Fucking-
funny.
So yeah, when I woke up, I was like,
Like,
I was like, oh, I have to go tell. I was like, oh man, I have to tell you guys about my dream
yeah,
because I
yeah.
knew that you guys were all awake. I didn't know what time it was, but
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
It was like
I know.
10.
Yeah, I was because my phone died. I couldn't check the time.
Mm.
Even though it was plugged in, I think my cable's all fucked. But I went to
No,
go tell
that's
you guys, and I was like, oh man, I have to tell you guys about my dream. I don't really know how morning voice works or like how.
Me neither.
I think if we were to do that, and females were to listen to this,
I don't like where this is going. But I'm gonna let you cook for a little bit longer.
We just wouldn't have an oh dear heavens still. We would just have to
Oh,
immediately
dear
start.
heavens.
oh dear heavens,
Oh god.
oh god,
You know what we
yeah.
should do? With our morning voice, we should do like that change exercise that we had because it just inevitably just end up with us saying gay shit to each other. Like, just the gayest
Fuck
possible
you.
thing.
Oh fuck the shit out of you! Oh yeah, whip that fucking
I'll
slinger.
find your dad. Change. I'll fuck your cheeks. Like, it would just
Oh,
it just be like
gets
that.
Gay. Oh man, it's kind of like whenever you guys try to, you know how I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but have you guys ever tried to
No.
rap, like freestyle rap, and it just
No.
turns gay? No.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
know
but
that
I
video.
haven't done it. Oh, it's so good.
What I want in middle school, I wanted to be a rapper, right? And so every time my friends would ask me to rap, it would always turn gay. They would always turn gay, and then they would make fun of me. But then they would be like, "Ah, well, it's funny though, you know." So it wasn't that bad.
Oh, it's
But yeah,
fucking hilarious.
and every time I try to rap as like a meme, I always end up turning. Oh yeah. I'm so happy. I want to fucking spit myself on your peen, you know, or whatever. You know, it's like it's not even good, but it just turns gay because that's just like the first thing I can go to. So I miss our how much bit.
man.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
how much?
how much?
When we lived in the apartment in Long Beach, we would always like walk past each other, or like just be walking around, just doing whatever, or like he would be in his room gaming or in class or whatever he was
Yeah.
doing. I would call to him across the room or across the apartment because
Yeah.
my door was in direct sight of his door.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'd just open my door and be like, "Hey, how much?" It was a good bit.
We were talking about this while we went to the liquor store too, but like just in terms of
Oh yeah.
being near the coast, it's just like where everywhere else is 90 degree, Long Beach was 70, 77 or so, It's like a lot of the times more than like a 10-degree difference between like where we live and like, the hottest where something else is.
I've seen
It's just good.
like memes of people making fun of like Californians for it being raining. They're like, "Oh, it's not 75 degrees anymore." I'm like, when is it ever just 75 degrees for like a long period of time? It's always like either like
Below
really
60
cold or
yeah,
it's either like around like 50 or 60 or like 80,
80
know?
or above. Yeah,
80 or above,
it's because California is a desert. It's just gonna be high or cold.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
gonna be those two extremes.
We don't really have seasons either. It's like,
I mean, I think I said this before, but we only have summer and not summer here.
yeah.
That's the two seasons we got,
Which is kind of unfortunate.
It really is. No, I miss when I went to like places that are more up north, for example, like Vancouver, and like you can visibly see the season change, which is a great time. Like it would snow when it's winter, and like trees would turn a different color when it's fall. it's just generally a much more like visually enjoyable like season change, and you can feel it coming in. It's not like us where you're like, oh yeah, I guess it is the first day of fall, huh?
Yeah, it's like there's no difference. There's no transition or anything. I wish we got snow. Like everywhere in California. Of course, there are places that do snow. I understand that, and in mountains and stuff. But I think
here in Southern California, we would like snow.
I remember there was this one time in elementary school when I woke up. I thought you pressed the button. I saw the green light turn on. I was like, no. I saw snow for the first time, and I was like,
well, where did you go for snow, or where did you go to see it?
This is where when I lived in. You don't want to beep this. This is when I lived in with my grandparents.
Yeah.
And I saw snow, and it was like the first ever snow day that I had ever had. It was like a one-time thing.
Like the foot of the mountain, maybe?
Yeah, foot of the mountain. That was the way I was looking for.
Josh, you remember like a couple of I don't know if you were living close by at that time, but like, what was it, a couple of years back when some crazy weather was happening, and then in like Glendale or something, there was hail?
Yeah.
That shit was crazy, dude. Like,
are you saying that hail doesn't happen very often, or?
Well, hail never happens as far as Southern California goes, because
it's happened while we lived here.
Yeah, I was gonna say it happens like it.
Oh yeah, it happened while we lived here too. You were here then for that.
It
was during that time where it hailed everywhere. That was crazy,
dude. It doesn't
dude.
hail that infrequently. It is infrequent, and it is like, oh shit, it's hailing right now, but it doesn't happen so infrequently that it doesn't have like.
At least for me, right? That was the first time I saw hail in person. I've been to an aftermath of a hail before, where I'm like, oh, okay, that's what hail looks like.
Like, but you're physically
like in it. Like I see hail falling from the sky. That was one of the first time where that happened. I was like, whoa, like that was legit something that I have first time ever experienced.
I remember when that happened. I was working on my car. And then it started hailing.
Nice.
I was like, fuck!
No!
Fuck.
And it was not by any measure small hail either. Like it was a sizable chunk of hail, and it was fucking intense while it was happening.
And the weird part about the hail is that it was sunny as well.
Yeah, it was in the middle of the day, like just sun's out and everything. Yeah, it was crazy, dude.
It didn't block the clouds, didn't block the sun, so you just have like actual sunlight blasting at you, and just giant fucking ice balls falling on you as well.
I have mixed feelings about it raining when it's sunny out, because like it's nice, but then it's humid. You know what I mean?
Afterwards,
I mean
usually.
Afterwards or even during, like while it's
I feel like it
raining.
depends.
Like it's nice, but I think it's like a nice visual, but I think everything else sucks about it.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I come from a place where in my hometown, like around 30% of the rain during rainy season would be sunny rain, and like it gets old real fast. And just constant raining is not a great time for like the humidity, because this never happens here. But you know how after you take like a hot bath, like or a hot shower, your entire bathroom would just have water clinging over it. That shit happens naturally in the place where I came from. Like on certain season, straight up the walls would just be coated with water, because that's just how humid it is. It's rough, dude.
It's like that in Hawaii too.
Yeah, pretty much. Doesn't happen that often here, but like mold growing on walls, constant thing. That's why we don't have drywall where I came from, because if it's drywall, no one would have a house. Now I get you. Humidity is not great. Not great. Never feels good.
It's always that thing with the dads where it's like, it's not the heat that gets to you, it's the humidity. I fucking hate humid places. I couldn't. Honestly, I could never live in a place where it's so humid that like you're just wet all the time. Like I just couldn't.
I have some nostalgia about it. There are some good parts, because like it's a weird thing, right? It's like if you've never gone through that amount of suffering, like you would never really fully enjoy what it feels like to go into a air conditioned and like dried place in the middle of a hot summer day.
I guess, yeah.
Because like one of the best feeling that I ever had is like in the middle of summer in the subtropic where I came from, and you are just fucking sweating from head to toe, like drenched. Every piece of your clothing, it's soaked with sweat, right? And then you just walk into like a store, a mall or something, and then like, the door like air curtain thing, and it just fucking blows on you, and you walk in and you're like, oh.
I will say that going, like, if you're ever humid and you go into a place like a river or like a pool or whatever, best fucking feeling. That's come with you. I'm about to come right now,
bro.
dude. Like, hold on.
Oh,
there it is. Oh, hey. Don't associate my ejaculation with fucking whatever.
I'm trying to train you.
Pavlovian effect.
No, I'm trying to condition him. Yeah.
Don't condition me, you fuck. You sick son of a bitch. I'll kill you.
Speaking of like nice weather, I'm taking advantage of the nice weather, and I've been biking a lot more often with our weird friend lately. Nice. And there's an incident just 1 week back. So last week when we went biking, that has kind of fucked me up. Like it has a lasting effect until now, right? So here we go, right?
What did our VA friend do? I feel like it's his fault.
It's no. Surprisingly, it's not his fault this time.
Okay.
Honestly, it's no one's fault, but like just nature, right?
Is it the friendly ghost?
No. So stop trying to guess what I'm trying to say. Eric, I feel like I know you quite well.
Oh, as a person. Okay. Yeah.
Right? And there's one of the things I like about you is that you tell everyone that's close to you everything. Like you don't really hold back a whole lot of information. And because of that, we get to know a lot of part of you, and we get to understand you a lot better, because of all of those stories. But there's just always one thing, right, that at least I never got about you. I think Joshua has his question about it too, but I don't think it was as weird as like me, but it's how incredibly often you sit on and hurt your nuts. It's just to this day, right? I don't really understand how that happens, right?
I still don't know.
See, exactly. It's I don't get it. I don't get how often it happens.
The first thing I ask is how.
Exactly. Like, how do you keep doing it? It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, have you recently, like this? Sorry if this is a weird question, but have you recently sat on your nuts and hurt your nuts?
I can't say whether or not I've sat on my nuts recently. I don't think I have really.
What's your nut integrity at?
Yeah,
right
what's
now?
your nut confidence?
Define nut integrity, like my actual physical testes, or like the actual nut that I contain.
No,
at the moment.
We don't.
Physical value.
Yeah, physical value.
Physical value of my
nut has a
testes.
health bar.
What percentage is that?
I'm like at a good 95%. I think
Okay, it hasn't been said on as of recently.
Hasn't been said on as of recently.
Mine's at 45.
No,
my boy.
I don't know if this is a curse that you passed on to me. I don't know what's happening. Right?
I hope it is.
I hope not. The first incident of this happening was when I was biking with, and after I finished biking with him, we split in the middle where he went home and I continued biking in my own direction to go to the house. And I was biking, but I wasn't fully paying attention, and I missed the part that there's a curb that I was gonna go down, and I just full on roll my bike off of that curb. And earlier in the day, I was really not feeling my bike cushion because my bike cushion was hurting my ass a lot for some reason, even though it's supposed to do the opposite. So I have taken it off, right? So that it's in contact with a different part of my just general gooch area like / ass area, so that the part that's hurting could take a break. But what that means is that the front of where my gooch area rests on that seat is on a very, very thin part of the seat. And when I fully not prepared, because usually when that happens, I lift myself off so it doesn't happen.
My boy.
But it fucking slammed into my gooch. And the initial slamming does not feel great. But my boss was somehow able to avoid most of the damage because it's been split on the two sides of the cushion so that it just hit the middle of my gooch, right? And my boss were fine. However, you know when like you set off a nuke and there's initial like blast and then it sucks it back in and everything fucking gets wasted.
It imploded. Your nuts imploded on itself.
When I bounced back from that like impact,
Yeah.
my nuts were both sides on opposite side of the seat, got slammed in between the seat and my thigh. Like both of them were dressed like between an anvil and a rock and a hard place. Just fucking scrambled egg in like 2 seconds. I was like, oh. Lean over at the side, and it took me like a good 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Minutes.
2 minutes. It took me 2 minutes to recover, and after that, I got going. And ever since then, for the rest of like the week and a half, I've been consistently like like 3 times a week around that average, hurting my nuts. Like either crossing my legs, either like when I'm skating to school and like I'm doing like some sort of a turn where I'm crossing over the skate. Like it's just I can't keep doing this. Like earlier in the morning, Josh, when I was sitting and I crossed over my legs and I went, you were like, what happened? And I'm like, I'll talk about it on the podcast.
I knew it was ball related.
It was just, I don't
What
like
evil
this.
curse did you pass upon our Chinese friend
I
Eric?
don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Have a little voodoo pop in.
Oh man, it's not a good time, man.
I think it's the combination, at least for me, like whenever it happens for me, it's like the combination of like sticky nuts and with like in combination of thick thighs, you know? I don't know if you got sticky nuts right now, but I don't know if you got like super thick thighs either, you know?
I didn't like to think about it, but I kind of had to every time I heard it. And I think it's the opposite of thick thigh, because you know how you have thick thigh and that impact the amount, because it decreases from the amount of your nut space, right? Because you have thicker thigh that take up nut space.
Yeah.
I think ever since that traumatic experience on the bike, my nuts has swelled a little bit. And because of the nut size being increased, like the nut room that it requires is automatically increased by like 20%. So you know what little room I had down there is just filled up more. And because of that, more accident has been happening. So I don't know. I'm holding out hope that somehow my nuts will, by miracle, not get hurt for a couple of days and just heal itself so that, you know, it doesn't happen anymore.
Then we can pass it on to Josh.
Yeah. Maybe it's like a cold. Pass it on to somebody else and I'm good. I don't know.
No, that is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't know.
Fuck, dude.
I don't know why it happens. I'm so sorry that you're currently going through that right now. I hope you get over it soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
So it just started happening like last week.
It started happening after that bike incident.
That was
Maybe
the
that's
event.
yeah. It's just after that, after the incident, after the accident, my nuts has never been the same.
Have you experienced anything since, Eric? Since like last week?
Sometimes what will happen is that like this may be TMI, right?
Oh no,
is this TMI?
It's never TMI. We're on Chucklefux.
Hey, you're right. So this is just the thing that most girls, or at least some girls, do, right?
Yeah.
They don't have dicks. They don't know what it's like, you know? They don't experience very many dicks in their life, and when they do, now they're all like, "Oh yeah, I want to touch it. I just want to touch." Then it's not like a sexual thing. Then I'm like, "Oh yeah, I want to
just
touch
curiosity,
it."
you know?
Yeah, it's just like they just like touching it.
Yeah, it's like when you're in middle school, you want to touch tits. And you're like halfway is because of horniness. Other half is like, boobies.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even like a middle school thing. I'm still like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to touch tits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not even like, oh yeah, fucking,
yeah, tits. You're just
you
like,
know, it's just like, oh yeah, but yeah, there's a nice and soft, you know?
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's the same kind of thing. So what'll happen is that Mexican lover will like, she'll do that to me, anywhere, like in public or, you know, in the car.
That's wild.
Like, yeah. Like anywhere. And sometimes she'll usually just give it like a little rub, like just like a little tap, a little pet, you know what I mean?
There.
Yeah, hey, what's up, guys? You know, And then sometimes she'll get a little spicy and she'll want to just like full grab me. And most times it's fine. It's fine. But like, how do I explain this?
It's like that Monster Inc.'s like gift where it's like,
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the store.
So like, have you ever tried to like, what's the best way to describe this? Because most times it's fine. Hey, most times when she like goes to get like a full like nice grab, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's just nice, comfortable feeling of just getting nuts grabbed. You know. I'm not saying just nuts.
Comfortable
It's
feeling
not-
of getting caught.
Yeah. It's just
Having someone hold your
just-
nuts for you is just great.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Like, those balls look heavy. Can I hold them for you? You know, it's that kind of thing. How do I explain
You have
this?
a lot of pee in those balls. Let me hold those for you.
Have you ever like seen a container of like boiled eggs, like hard boiled eggs,
Yeah.
and then like see how they kind of
What
like
container are you talking
just
about?
any kind of container, like a bowl or like a box or whatever, and it's just of hard boiled eggs without the shells,
Okay.
and they kind of like slip around on each other, but it's
Yeah.
very abrupt, and it's
I
like
see.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you ever feel it with your balls sometimes where
Yeah.
like they kind of just like flick off of each other, you know, and then that's where like some of the pain comes from.
There's times where like it got squished and like one of them just went, you know, and slid past
It's
each
that.
other. Yeah.
It's that sometimes that'll happen, and that's usually what happens when I hurt my nuts. Sometimes I'll just move
think
my
so?
balls.
Really?
Sorry,
Really? Is that what like usually what happens to you?
this is usually what happens when
It's
I'm like
ball on
crossing my
ball
leg.
damage?
It's ball damage, friendly
Ah,
fire.
That's interesting.
Like,
Yeah, it's like he's not trying to start a fire like Flint and
Hey,
Steel, you know,
fuck
like
you! Oh, fuck you!
you know?
A war is a brew.
War never changes.
It's a civil war.
Hey, that actually got me that time. I was like, oh, that's not Steel. Oh my god. So sometimes she'll just cut my balls, and sometimes that'll happen where she'll just give it a squeeze, like a little bit of like a squeeze that's just not like it doesn't have the support that it should have all around. There's like that one space where one of the balls could leave, and then it flicks into that direction. You know what I mean? And then that's I'm like, oh, she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, hey, it's fine. I like it. So yeah, that's. I don't know why I brought that up, but I think that's been the recent stuff that has happened. But that's like
That's out of your control.
one that's out of my control,
Yeah.
and that happens way more frequently than I hurt my balls, like on my own.
So you passed the curse on to Jaden.
Yeah, I guess I did. I think the cure is to find like a chick that wants to hold your nuts.
So she does all the work. It's not you.
Yeah. Well, she does all the work, and it's like it's not like she takes all that nut caramel and puts it into her hand instead of like in the environment, you know. Instead of Mother Nature, because you blame it on Mother Nature. So
man.
Mother Nature
That's
might
your first
like
mistake.
you.
You blamed on Mother
Oh,
Nature,
that's true.
bro.
That is true. You blamed it on Mother Nature. Now you're fucked. You know.
Does your girlfriend ever grip one half of your nut and not the other half? That's how it feels like to drive a Ford 150.
Oh man, that's a good time. Is that your note? The getting to know a specific part of me.
Yeah, I feel like I understand your nut pains a little bit more. You know, like I feel like I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Not completely, but I feel your pain, man. I feel like
Yeah.
I
gotten
understand you at least 50% more in terms of just hurting your nuts. You know.
Why do you get the feeling you're gonna stay on your nuts eventually?
Me or him?
Yeah.
I mean, it's already happened.
You sat on your nuts like Eric
kind of,
does?
like not full on, but I kind of like.
When it happens, you'll know. You'll know when you've sat on your nuts. It's either you sat on your nuts or like you moved your leg in a funky way, you know, or you were trying to like cross your legs and sit down at the
He
same
did
time.
cross his legs earlier.
There
and
you
then
go.
He
So
pressed
it's
his
that
nuts
kind of
like
stuff.
that.
When you sit on your nuts, you'll know. It's not. I don't. At least to me, I don't think it's like a 50-50. Like, oh yeah, I might have sat on my nuts, or oh well, I whatever. You've sat on your nuts, like, or you won't, or you haven't.
I want to put some voodoo bullshit to try to pass that off to Josh before that happens to me, so that I don't have to
You're
experience.
like those horror movies that have like curses, and you're like, you just
yeah,
want it.
yeah.
Have you guys seen Smile?
No, not yet.
No. Okay. Well, it's kind of like that, where it's like this whole
It's
like
like a
curse
curse.
thing. I can't say it's like a curse. I think it's more like a
Maybe I can
supernatural
pull an
phenomenon or
incantation
whatever.
and pull the curse across the entire humanity, so that
Yeah.
all guys just share the same pain.
I wanna see that movie again, but I think I just want to see a movie that gives me the same experience that Incantation gave me.
This could be hard.
It's
It was
hard.
crazy.
It
Like the
was
shit that it
insane
pulled on us
movie.
towards the end was like
100%.
hey,
I mean, just the fact that
yo.
it was like a crazy ass scary movie, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, I just passed on this curse." Like, whoa! Spoilers,
I
by
think
the way.
it's just
Fuck
that,
you.
yeah, incantation is spoilers, but I think it just transcended like a different dimension that we weren't expecting it to, because we weren't
Yeah,
expecting
yeah.
it to be like, oh yeah, this is on you now, by the way, like you have this, like it's not like
it
a
included the audience in a way that I didn't really want to be
Yeah, yeah,
included.
yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Not
I
that I
was gonna
didn't want
say.
to, but I was like,
completely
whoa, I
out
wasn't
of the blue
expecting
too,
it.
where you're like,
Yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say it really involves the audience. Like you get to
100%.
know all the characters.
Yeah, especially
that's
since
true, yeah.
like she was
you
trying
get to relate to them. It feels
Uh-huh.
really realistic, like it could happen until like the end.
and it's
Yeah.
like it does such a good job of wrangling you to like the main character's side until the very end where she pulls that
Mhm.
shit on you. You're
Yeah.
like, wow, you completely do
Yeah,
not
yeah.
expect that from her. That's sort of not betrayal, but like it also kind of makes sense how she did it. And it's just, yeah, it's fucking, it's a mind fuck towards the end.
It's a good time. I do like movies where they really focus on like how it could just happen to you, or the realism
Yeah.
about it, or at least the relatability, in the sense where she was just trying to help her daughter, and she was doing everything she could,
Yeah.
and she she was just trying every solution that she could find.
She really was. Like,
And it was, the part I wanted to get to was the whole thing where they thought that she was abusing her, where she really wasn't. She was doing everything
yeah.
she could, and it's like, what is she gonna say? What is she gonna tell people?
Yeah.
Oh, my daughter's cursed and she's blowing up right now. Like, who's gonna believe that?
Yeah.
Who really is gonna believe that?
And I also really enjoy parts in like the movie where they seek help on like to someone who's supposed to be really powerful,
Mhm.
and those people also get absolutely trashed by the spirit.
Bro, they get fucking annihilated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things I also really liked about the
Oh, The Exorcist.
the new Exorcist, where they were fully expecting. Also, spoiler for that movie. That one's a little bit newer, so if you want to skip ahead by like.
So not fuck you for that one, because that one's new.
Makes sense.
That one came out in the past year.
Yeah, so
Actually, in the past 6 months.
skip ahead.
Use the
chance.
AI voices tell where to go.
Skip to 547.
It's not gonna sound like that.
Yeah.
547.
Hey guys, this is the 547.
No, yeah, but they were fully expecting the woman that was like, oh, my daughter went through the same thing, and then she got stabbed.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
it was
yeah.
also like the priest coming in, is like, oh yeah, he's gonna save everyone, and then
Oh.
he got molested by the spirit.
I don't know if you really care about spoilers,
"Whoa."
Josh. I mean, we already were spoiling it for you technically. But that guy, the priest, like he was like the one person.
dude.
It was this cool thing where the movie was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get all these different cultures and all these different people to try to help these girls, not
Mhm.
just like Catholic, Christian,
Yeah.
whatever. It was a bunch of different stuff. But it kind of was kind of gay, because then it was like everything was going to shit, and then the Catholic priest came in, and then it was like, oh my god, everything's fine, and then you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, you spend this whole movie trying to like show that, like, oh yeah, diversity, and then he tries to like, he's like helping them, whatever, and like, while I think he like put the cross on their forehead, he was really close. I forgot what he was
really
doing.
close to them, yeah.
He was really close to them, and like he was like, and like it like just out of nowhere, it was like really slow, and like his neck started just 180,
Oh,
and it
man.
was like, oh fuck, they give you this sense of, oh yeah, like the Catholic priest came and everything's gonna be good, and he just fucking just gets annihilated, like
Yeah,
instantly.
dude.
It's not even like a couple of minutes before he's dead. Like when he comes into the house, like he's dead almost instantly.
He basically walked in and just died.
Yeah,
it was
100%.
crazy when that
100%.
happened.
It was a fair movie. It was a good movie. I just wish they went more into the whole horror aspect of it. They really focused on the whole, oh yeah, unify everybody, everyone's got different stuff and everyone helps, like this is against evil, not against each other kind of thing, whatever. Sure. I just really hope, I would really wish that they did more with that, because in the beginning they did really well. They did really good with the black little girl. I mean, they focus on the black family more so than the other family,
Definitely
the white
the
family.
protagonist, yeah.
Is it on a streaming service yet?
It might be.
Or-
It might be
I'm
already.
gonna check. What is it called? The Exorcist?
The Exorcist
just look up the-
Resurrection, I think.
Resurrection.
Is it Resurrection?
Believer?
Believer.
is
Believer is
not,
what it is.
Not Resurrection.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking.
It's on Peacock.
We still have to watch the new Paranormal Activity one.
the one, the Amish thing.
Next of kin.
No,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
is it next to Kin?
I
Yeah,
think so.
I'm pretty sure it's
I'll
next.
search it up, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the marked ones. So yeah, I think it is next to Kin.
Yeah.
Do you see where that is, Josh?
Yeah, it's Paramount.
Oh,
5.3 IMDb, 30% Rotten Tomatoes.
is that good or bad?
Bad.
Oh.
I don't really trust Rotten Tomato.
I don't really trust like critic services like that. I mean, like,
I
yeah,
think in this case, it's because it's way different from like the previous Paranormal
that's
Activities.
what I think it is too. Yeah,
I think people,
Because-
yeah.
They're
It's not a found
infamous
footage type of
for their handheld camera things, but
yeah,
then like
yeah.
it's just a generic horror movie, and then they included like
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah.
At least that's what it looks like from the trailers.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's kind of
It lost that like initial flavor of like, oh, this is from security cameras. You know?
And I think it's also like entirely different storyline from the originals.
Is it? I thought it happened after all the movies.
Is
Well,
it? Oh,
I think it's
so.
in the same universe, but as far as like storyline,
I don't think it's like necessarily
go.
connected, really.
it might be. I don't know, but I just
it
feel
could
like
be the same demon. Who knows?
I don't know. But
I think it is, but like I said, I don't think like any of the characters
yeah.
pass over. Not like all the
Yeah.
other movies where
To be-
every single character was in
That was
every
cool.
movie.
To be fair, the last like couple of Paranormal Activity movies kind of really wrapped up that storyline, so it's hard for them to come back from
Back
that.
to it,
you
yeah.
know, like because the last one
Which
I
one was the
remember
last one?
was
The
like
last one was marked ones, right?
No,
no, March one was the fifth one, but
Which
there's
one was
like
the last?
7, right?
no. Marked one's is 6, and then 7 is the last one. The last one was
March one was the one where they started
it's
teleporting.
the
to
Christmas
different-
one, and then like all the giant fucking alien tentacles come out and then start killing everyone.
Oh,
That's when that's
in
when
that
they're in the
big-ass
house, and
mansion.
then in the big ass mansion, and then you see like particles on the camera because they're using the like an
what
old
is
film
that called? I
time
think
camera.
like Ghost Dimension or something.
Yeah, Ghost
Yes.
Dimension.
Yeah, with that
that's
old
when
ass
the kid
camera.
walks through the fucking
Portal.
her
Or-
through
yeah.
the portal in her room.
Yeah. I don't think that one's connected though.
Yeah, I don't think any of
Yeah.
them is as connected as the March one, because the March one was
That was insane.
so insane in terms of like,
Because it goes
All the way back to the first one.
oh yeah,
Back to when she's like, "Oh my god, who is that?" And then like, oh,
but it starts off with them going to like that one house with all the witch coven.
oh yeah.
and like you,
And then as they're like running away, you see like the portal, but you're not
Oh,
supposed to
yeah.
know that's the portal until like the next movie.
Yeah,
it's just such a like smart thing, because you're always like, it's always like a horror movie trope where it's like you turn around and someone's there, you're like, how the fuck did they get there? But in that movie, you're like,
It explains it. It's
Oh.
like, yo, there's portals and they're fucking using them.
yeah,
and
to
it's
like
like,
unholy places in time that's connected, because like the only
Yeah,
connection
yeah.
they have is like, you know, fucking demon presence.
yeah, and they're like
it's-
giving
it's
like
crazy, dude.
reasons to like why.
So
like-
many.
Like in the first movie when she like walks downstairs and she's like, "Oh my god, who are you?" After she's like possessed and shit.
Yeah.
You know, like when the guy's there, you know, when he fucking time travels back.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, that's the reason why she does that. But it's like the demon kind of like,
That's why she actually like freaked out in that moment.
yeah, well, that's kind of like part of the
It's
reason
more
why.
of like a leer.
Like
you know?
it's like the demon used that to like make that situation viable. I don't know. Those movies are just so good. Like, yeah, they're good horror movies, but like they're just so well written and connected that it's just kind of hard not to
Not
to
to be
love
connected
them.
to that anymore.
yeah, not to be connected to that anymore.
Well, kind of like how fucking Paranormal Activity links their universes, I would like to take a brief moment to
Mhm.
link our universe with face, right? I experienced a similar thing to Jeff's P-word incident recently,
No.
where I was drinking a bottle of blue Powerade.
I thought you were gonna say pee.
I would never get sick of pee.
Blue pee.
Blue pee.
Mm.
I was drinking some blue Powerade, and for some reason, because I drank this multiple times before, after that one Halloween party we had where I threw up twice, I just got an intense flashback to when I threw up and the taste of that like electrolyte drink in my mouth after I threw up, and I was like, ugh. And then I don't think I ever finished the rest of that bottle because I don't.
There are some times where I'll be eating something or drinking something and I'll get that same feeling.
Yeah.
Where it'll just taste like throw up, or it just gives like kind of like
it's so random too. It's just out of nowhere. You're like, oh God, I remember like that night vividly when I threw up into that bush.
Or like it's not even like sometimes not even like a taste thing. It's almost like a sinus thing. Like I almost like this might sound weird, but like I backwards smell it. You know, instead of like the smell coming from this angle, it goes like up into my sinuses.
Oh,
like you know what I'm talking about?
What if your smell is just the front, but from the back you can still smell?
You got back smelling?
What the fuck is this?
What if you have backward smell still?
What the fuck is this? Yeah, man.
You have back smelling still, bro?
Maybe.
Oh, let me try to. Just stuck my hand in my mouth.
Just throws up on the podcast.
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about, right? When you throw up, like you get like that back of the mouth, like almost sinus.
You get like reverse tasting for a little bit.
Yeah, in a sense, where like you feel the bile in. Hey, you feel the bile like in your sinuses almost, and it's really not a hot feeling.
It
kind of gives that. So it's not so much like the taste; it's just I don't know the mouth sinus feel, which is kind of really gay.
It's not the worst in the world, but it's just such a jarring feeling that it knocks you out of like whatever you're eating or whatever like appetite you had. It just completely destroys it, you know?
I can't relate.
You never had that before?
I haven't thrown up in the last 20 years.
20 years? Is that what you said?
That's around the time when he stopped throwing up as an infant. That makes sense.
Sounds like we gotta drink with you more. Gotta up those numbers, baby.
Hey, Josh, come here for a second.
Can you open your mouth? Don't do anything. Don't close your mouth. Just look like a really long hot dog down his throat.
I don't feel nothing.
He kind of swallows it, but then he just like hurls it back out whole.
I love that video. It's so old. It's so good. So good. He puts one hot dog in. He's like, I feel nothing. Just sticks another one out in. Hucks the first one out.
I also love the edit where someone just tilts it like upside down and the other side of him just accepts it back in his mouth. It's so good. We're talking about a meme video of a guy yucking up an entire hot dog.
Everyone knows that video.
Yeah, I think so too, but just for context, in case you don't know what we're talking about, it's such a great meme.
You guys want to know the time?
Want to know what?
What's the time?
1 hour and 8.
Oh.
Wow.
Sounds like it's about time.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it turned blue.
Yeah,
that wasn't that bad.
Well, it's because it's on 10. I never went up to 20.
What the fuck?
Are you saying I have to do another one?
No.
Up for 20?
No, I just reckon since it's your first time on to be fair, you should start at 10.
20.
I was supposed to do 20.
That's the point of level 2.
I know.
Why did you show mercy, you pussy?
All right, we can do another one. Here we go.
Don't do it right now, right afterwards. I'm expecting it now.
How was that? Good time?
It was all right. It really is just like, it's like that. Have you guys ever experienced that gum? Like that
How
gum
choose
prank?
5 gum feel?
Yeah, man. But have you ever experienced that prank where it's like a little zap when you someone's like, there's a gum, and you just like pull it and it's like,
No.
No, you haven't.
I stuck my finger in a socket before.
Well, that's different, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
I dapped up someone with a thumbtack before.
What?
I dapped up someone with a thumbtack
You're
in their hand.
You're a terrible person.
What the fuck, man?
Well, no, I was the one that got stabbed.
Oh.
They're the one with the thumbtack.
Oh yeah, no, that sucks. That's gay.
Speaking of dabbing, when I went to Dodgers Fest yesterday.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun. I like spending time with my dad.
Oh yeah, I forgot that you asked one of us to go to the Dodger game too.
It wasn't a game. It was just like some festival. We just stood there waiting to see all the All-Stars this time for the next season. But whenever the baseball players would like walk up to the announcers for that event,
yeah,
they had such immaculate dabs. Like I was like, sorry, like, yeah, like in a huge crowd, you just hear. I can't do
yeah,
it.
just
But,
like just the dab.
While
yeah.
everyone's talking, you could just hear it like, oh. I was like, well, 100 to 200 feet away.
Yeah. I think those are good dabs. Did I tell you guys when after our Halloween party or whatever that when I
was there when I heard that. I was like,
you
yo.
heard, yeah. I dabbed up and I had like a
That was Christmas.
Oh yeah, the Christmas
It
one.
was like a picture perfect sound that's in the middle of the night
echoed.
too. Like it echoed throughout the entire neighborhood. It was good. It was good. Also, like if you expect anyone to have great aim with their hands, it would be those pro players.
Yeah.
I thought you were going something completely different with that. I was like, whoa.
Where are you thinking we were going?
I thought you were gonna say some gay. I thought you were like, I was like, yeah, if someone's gonna be good with their hands, it's gonna be the fucking dudes that stick hands up their ass, you know? And I was like, whoa.
I mean, if you want to go on a gay end, I have a topic for that. But you think if we practice dabbing as much as those guys dab each other, we can get it?
I think so.
Do they dab each other a lot?
I think so,
Probably.
because like
Yeah.
I feel like after a good play, the first thing you would do is go back to your lineup and start dabbing people up. You know,
I would fucking
like
kick the shit out of them. No, I'm just kidding.
wow. I'm never
Just
playing
drop
baseball
kick.
with you.
I wouldn't play baseball with you. I wouldn't play baseball in general. You know,
That's fair.
I'm not a big fan of baseball.
I like baseball,
Watching
but
it-
it's just
Watching on TV is boring, but being there is exciting.
that's fair. I think the most boring sport to watch, just like not any sport, but just like general sport that are broadcasted, it's like a very evenly matched game of soccer. Because like when that happens, fucking nobody scores, and it's just a bunch of dudes running around the field with a ball that never goes anywhere for like fucking 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, oh my god.
That's fair. I was like he's gonna say soccer, and I was
Just
like,
dudes
that's
like running across back and forth.
Not like them running across back and forth.
I mean,
but
it's
I like
always
watching
exciting.
soccer better.
When the play happens, you know, like, but there's so many times, especially if the team is stalling too, where you're like, oh my god.
I
And
think
they're just
that
passing
part,
across the field. You're like,
Yeah.
oh my god, dude.
the whole thing, like when it comes to professional soccer, it's or professional football, whatever. Them stalling is the worst thing to watch. It fucking sucks.
Oh yeah.
Soccer is turned into a sport where it's just like, okay, cool, we're gonna do everything we can and put all of our effort into scoring, and then after that, we're just gonna keep the ball away from them the entire game, just so we can win. You know, and which is such a
It's such
Like,
a
I feel
like
coward
that's
way to
most
like do
sports,
it.
though.
I don't think
I mean,
it is.
like it's a valid strat, but
I mean,
it's
if
just
it works, I guess. But
another
like,
thing is, I don't think like any other sport is as easy for them to do that
I
as
guess so.
soccer
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
yeah, because
because-
you really can't you can't penalize somebody for not progressing.
Yeah.
And
know
also,
what I mean?
like because the field is just so big, if you're decent at passing, you can keep the ball away from the other team for essentially forever if you don't
Yeah.
fuck up too bad, you know. But in terms of like basketball, people can steal the ball all the time, you know.
Yeah, it's
just-
more
it's just-
intimate. There's more chances to like take it away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
no.
guess
Yeah.
the same thing in football.
It's
American
Football,
football.
like someone's gonna fucking tackle you if
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
pass it, you know. And
But-
like everyone can tackle everybody, you know. If you have everyone marked and you just fucking
especially
out,
in like
you know?
a professional like soccer match field, which is huge.
huge,
It's impossible to sneak up on someone. How are you not gonna see someone on flat ground like
yeah,
from that far away coming at you? You know,
Yeah.
it's just impossible.
And then baseball just becomes like a mind game, sort of.
I mean, baseball,
Baseball-
I think is
Trying
relatively quick and exciting. You know,
And then just too many innings, in my opinion.
there's too many
By
innings.
like the seventh
it's
inning,
really
it's already decided
slow.
at that point. Like honestly, just like end it at the seventh inning.
At least to me, football feels really slow, very not that exciting. You know,
you're talking football is in American football.
did I say football?
You said football.
I meant to say baseball. I mean, both. Like, football to me is just not that entertaining. It's just a bunch of dudes, like, you know, ramming into each other.
It's like
Which-
a dog pile, and then the 5 minutes of doing whatever, and then it starts again. Dog pile, another 5 minutes doing
Yeah,
whatever.
the first 5 minutes of, like, dogpiling is like, oh, whoa! And then you're just waiting for the next one that come up.
yeah.
Like, the really, like, wild tackle where, like, some guy just dives and just grabs someone's head and flips them over.
I think like
you know,
the
that's the
part
cool one.
of football that's not great is like when they're inching like 2 yards at a time forward, and you're like,
I hate that.
Jesus.
I hate that. There's like no real progress made unless like one really small, fast dude just like
go for it.
goes for it, and you're like, oh, you know, and then it's like, all right. I think in terms of like the most entertaining, in terms of like just constantly things are changing and doing stuff, is basketball.
Yeah,
basketball is
very intimate, very much like there's always something going on. You can't just sit there and do nothing.
Oh yeah.
You know, there's always progress being made back and forth, whether you've scored or not, you know? And scoring happens so often that it's like there's always something going on, you know?
And you're always forced to score because if you don't, you get penalty for it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that rule, but like, I mean, that's good.
Yeah, that's
you
why
know?
there's that 24-second countdown on the side. If you don't like try to take a score during that time, then you get penalty for it.
There you go. I mean, because you could just keep the ball, which is exactly what soccer is. Like you could just, you know, like I don't know. I feel like that they should apply that rule to soccer because 100%. Then at least they have to score. They have to do something.
It penalizes you for not doing anything with the ball. You know, Well, granted, take all of what we said with a grain of salt. If you love sport, we're sorry. None of us are great sport fans. You know, like Josh would follow sport actively sometimes.
I would say out of all of us, Josh is the most
100%. Yeah,
I'm going to a Lakers game this Thursday.
Yeah, there you go.
And he's also like going to. Aren't you doing something for a Super Bowl as well?
Yeah, I'm going to watch it with my dad.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, as far as following sports,
all I do is just watch the World Cup.
I occasionally watch volleyball. That's about it. Like that's all we got.
Yo, there's a sport that's called table volleyball, where they have to like spike it on the table and then bounce it off to the other side.
That
I
sounds
only
like
found that
ping
out
pong.
recently.
Sounds like
ping pong just with hands.
They only have to like hit it against the table. Like if they
there's no net.
It's a very small area, I guess. So
what's the point?
I feel like that takes a lot of skills.
Well, how big is the table?
Like a regular table, right?
Yeah, like a regular table.
I don't know too much about that.
Low.
Yeah,
I have to see this.
Well,
for me to understand what's going on here, because I can't picture this.
Yeah, sorry, we're not great sports guy. If you're crazy into table volleyball, we would love to get to know your sport better. Send us a ticket to a game. Email us at chucklefux.com, chucklefuxofficial@gmail.com.
Chucklefux.com.
Oh, do you know who's playing against the Lakers when I go to the game?
The Nugs.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was like, maybe I should bring like a shit ton of nugs with me.
You should. You need to bring like 150 nugs.
They check my bag and they're like, what the?
They're like, what the fuck is all this? And be like, hey, I'm trying to out nug the nugs. You think they would actually let you in if you just said that? You're like, I'm trying to out nug the nugs.
Probably.
I think as long as I like follow the rules, so it's like it has to be in the clear bag.
Does it have to be in the clear bag?
It's like knots.
That sounds horrible. You just bring a giant Ziploc bag of nugs. That's terrible.
It's just a bunch of nuggets.
I don't think I can think of a worse way for you to bring nugs. It's just like a clear plastic bag of nugs. Like, bro.
Oh man. It's kind of sad how like we've gotten to the point where we are so paranoid that like we can't even trust people with their own bags anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you're like,
and it's not the
like
the
they still check the
security's
bags
fault.
too. Yeah.
It's not the security's fault. Like, I mean, they have to. It just sucks that like we've become such shitty people, or like that like the few has pretty much spoken for the many, and like now we have to.
And the bag has to be like a certain size. It has to be clear. There's so many regulations on
I
bags
feel like
now.
if it's clear, then you should be fine.
No, they have a size regulation as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a clear bag, like, what's the size gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it'll prevent you from bringing a large clear gun case. Like, sure, but like that's what the clear bag is for, so you could see the gun in the gun case. You know. I also hate how like a lot of places don't let you bring your own food and stuff. It's like
that's just capitalism.
Yeah, it just forces you to buy their food if you want to eat. You know, that's stupid.
Bro.
I can hate that shit.
You're like, bro, I already pay you like $100-something plus for like a ticket to go in. Like, you're gonna charge me more? The fuck, man?
I was at work, and I don't know what censor you want to put for this, but was asking me what I was gonna do with a Mexican lover for her birthday, and she was like, "You should take her to Disneyland." Like, she does this like bullshit where she tries to get me to take a Mexican lover to like this expensive bullshit. And she's like, yeah, you should do this. Like, you get more money, right? And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I get make $2 more than you. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I make more than you, but it's $2. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's not.
It's just her being petty.
It's her being petty, and she's like, "What? You don't want to take your girlfriend out to go do something nice?" And I'm like, "Do you realize how expensive those tickets are?" And she's like, "Oh well, they have like a residence thing." And I looked it up, and it's like, yeah, it's a 3-day pass that every day, if you split it up, it's technically cheaper than a 1-day pass, but I'm still paying like over $300
Yeah, it's insane.
like by myself. So imagine if I were to pay for 2 of them for 3 days. The last time that me and Mexican Lover went to any theme park, we fucking hated it.
I was gonna say,
Six
Mexican
Flags,
right?
Lover doesn't seem like the person to like theme parks,
I mean,
especially Disneyland because of how packed it is.
the thing is like if we went on like a not so busy day, right, and like there wasn't that many people there, right, it would be fine. It's just that, yeah, it is. There is so many people. It is super expensive to go. They make it so fucking complicated for you to understand their ticket system. Like all this bullshit. They always try to trick you into doing more and more and more.
I miss like small scale carnival kind of based theme parks that
Yeah.
just set up at the back of some church's parking lot. Like
Yeah.
those stuff that takes $5 to go in, and then they have some really basic machines, but there's still like stalls and food and like enough stuff
I
for you
would
to
take
have a
that
good time.
any day. Any day. Would take that.
And there's not a horrible amount of lines either. Those are like much, much better in my opinion than like a huge theme park.
Yeah.
It's
I remember
just so
there's like a
expensive.
street fair I used to go to when I was younger. I'm not sure if it's a thing anymore, but the street fair I'm thinking of was like in Orange County or something.
Oh,
Hey,
hey,
the Lemon Festival?
Probably.
when it happened again, do you want to go to that what is it, 626 night market
Oh,
thing?
yeah.
I don't know. What is that?
It's an Asian market.
Oh, okay.
It's
yeah.
like, well, it's based off of like
Market.
Asian street food culture, right?
Yeah.
Where like you would have full on streets lined with different stalls selling different things, just small stuff, right?
You're gonna feel like a giant over there
Oh,
because it's filled with like a bunch of like
Oh,
tiny
yeah,
Asian
yeah.
people.
Asians,
like
that's
the
how-
average height there is like 5'3" at best.
It was
It's
funny when I
insane.
went there for the first time. I was like, "Damn, I'm so tall."
You're just like looking
You're like, I
over
feel huge.
everyone
I
else.
only see like the tops of people's heads.
Yeah.
You know what's
That's
funny?
so
Back
funny.
in 19 when I went back to China, like I never experienced this, but when I went on like a train/subway thing, and I was just like looking over a sea of people. Like I feel like one of those trees in the rainforest, just
Yeah.
especially higher.
That's
And I
how,
can just
that's how you
see
feel.
like a couple of other dudes that are as tall as me going like yeah, we just nod to each other across the train.
Like with the
It's
guys.
just- yeah, it's just such a good time.
2 big guys.
Yeah. And I'm like 5'9", which in the US is average height. But when I went back, holy fuck, dude. It
You
was
think
crazy.
it's like because of like how we eat and what we eat here? Because it's not like your genetics are any different than any of those people over there. You know what I mean? Like you're from the motherland. It's not like you're mixed with any white people.
I'm pretty sure the newer generation, like the younger people, are way taller than the older generation just because we ate better growing up. And I think that started around like my generation because pre-2000, China was a rough place to live at. Like my parents still experienced food stamps when they were young.
Mm.
So fucking communism at work, baby. Older generations, which makes up almost like 70-60% of the population, if not more, because of the one-child policy thing where they try to drastically
Yeah.
decrease the population, right? As far as the younger generation go, I think we're at average like height with the rest of the world. Like we're up to date now.
Yeah.
But older generation people, average height is like what? Fucking 5'4" at
Yeah.
best. Like they're really short. But I think genetic also counts too, because in general, I think like Caucasians has slightly taller genes just because they lived in like colder climates, when they were
Right.
evolving.
That's what I'm saying. Like for me, it makes sense, right? Because like a lot of like my like the white side of my family, they're fairly tall.
Yeah.
Like the brown side of my family, my dad's not short or anything. Like he's
Yeah.
not super tall either, but he's on the taller side. So it makes sense for me to be taller.
Mhm.
I think it's genetics in my case. I'm like taller than all my cousins on my dad's side of the family,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm like average height with all my cousins on my mom's side. But my dad's like the same height as me too,
Well,
though.
you're not a
So
fucking freak.
I don't know exactly like which genetics like dictates more height, but I know for a fact that
The
like
good ones.
wow, the master race. No, but it's like I'm gonna push up my imaginary glasses and kind of like go into nerd mode for a little bit.
You're
right?
always on nerd mode, my guy.
yeah, you're Chinese, bro.
Yeah,
You have
baby.
auto nerd turned on. You can't turn it off anymore.
Yeah, but like in the past, you know how like Vikings are famous for being fucking huge, like comparatively in their time.
yeah.
It's like this whole thing where the more colder climate you live at, the bigger you get, because like your surface to volume ratio, it's like has to be so that your volume is greater than your surface, or relatively greater compared to like if you're smaller, so you retain more heat as you go.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. And then also like people that live in higher elevation, like fucking Guatemalans, they're just tiny because like apparently in terms of oxygen and how little oxygen there is, the smaller you get, you know? So because they live so high up where the air is thin, they have to kind of be smaller. Interesting stuff.
Have you seen like the theories on like, because you know how we haven't explored like all of the ocean, and
Yeah.
like it's not even like theories anymore. Like there's like proof of animals that live down there, right?
Oh yeah.
And they are gigantic. Like they're not like in
dude.
mass, but like I've seen like they're what are they, like floor crabs or something?
And
they're
like giant squid that's like 13 feet long.
They're
like
huge,
they are enormous.
huge, and we haven't even discovered all the ocean, so it just gets bigger from there.
100%.
I think we're the fun of Meg.
Do you know what we're also gonna find?
Your mom.
The end of the episode.
No!
Oh, what the fuck?
Guys, thank you so much for listening to episode of the Chucklefux.
33.
They're pre-recorded. They're pre-recorded, so you can just use those.
Yeah,
dude. Or you can use the AI voice of me.
Oh yeah. Use AI voice.
Can you deep fry?
I already deep fried the last one.
Wait. What if I play with the different values?
Oh yeah.
Can we do like a 33, but it's just your voice cracking the whole time?
33.
You guys finish the rest. I'm gonna fuck around with this some more.
Follow us on Instagram, X, Patreon, YouTube. Go look at our Let's Plays.
Rate us on Spotify.
Rate us on Spotify. Rate us
Or
on
YouTube.
YouTube.
Leave us a
Rate us
comment.
anywhere. Give
Uh-huh.
us any kind of rating. We'll take any attention at this
We
point.
have 2 Reddits, subreddits, if you want to join one of
Decide
those.
which one you like more.
And then that will become the official subreddit, depending on how many people is in it.
Yeah.
33.
33. 33.
I found max exaggeration and low
It
clarity.
sounds like it's like you.
That's more stable.
If you one, if you were more stable. 2, if you were like a radio guy.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of Chucklefux. This is episode 33. Thank you so much for sticking to the end.
It sounds like if you were like a tutorial, like a computer tutorial YouTuber. You know what I mean? Like, hey guys, welcome to my channel.
Oh
Today
my
we're gonna be
God,
learning
you
about
gave me a
Raspberry
great
Pi.
idea for the Let's Plays.
No.
No.
I should make like custom intros for the Let's Plays to like introduce it.
That's one of those shitty like EDM like intro music with like a fucking like thanks for watching at the end too. Like you just
Thanks for
But it's
watching.
just our AI voices.
Holy shit.
Thanks for watching.
Please subscribe.
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 All right, on that terrible note, goodbye.